What's up guys, it's Zombie Week. Okay, maybe it's not, but we do have an awesome zombie game coming up for today's review. It's called Pale Lands by Binaree, coming all the way from South Korea. But enough of the intro, let's get right into the zombie-filled review. Alright, so Pale Lands falls into the mobile strategy category, but that doesn't mean that it wants to play copycat. It tries to add elements to make it stand out from the super crowded app stores, making a name for itself. Something that a lot of other games in this category failed to do. I mean, Clash of Clans is basically Backyard Monsters if you play that on Facebook. Game of War showed us Kate Upton, but they delivered us a crappy game. And Final Fantasy 15, A New Empire is, well, we don't talk about that game here, like ever. Anyways, with Pale Lands, you have your own base camp to customize and upgrade whenever you want. The size of the camp, to my knowledge at least, does not expand and there isn't an account level. The only thing that's close to that is like your headquarters level. After you upgrade that, then you can unlock new types of buildings, increase how many of one type of buildings you can create, and raise the max capacity for the resources and among other things. Now, like with other games in the genre, you do have a timer for building creation and upgrading. You can just wait for it to finish, or you can just spend a few gems to speed it up. Don't worry if you're low on gems though, as the game gives you a lot of tasks for you to earn gems freely. And I know it's monetization, but at the time of this writing, the price per gem is really cheap. So if you're willing to spend the price of a Big Mac on like a ton of gems, just do it. It's worth it, trust me. As for the gameplay, it's like most other strategy games. You organize the layout of your base, you build up your defenses and recruit to your army, your undead zombie army. It's sort of like DayZ, where you're not afraid of the zombies, but you need to make sure that you're well equipped to handle the dangers of the other players. Same thing here. I sort of feel like I'm Michonne from The Walking Dead, where I turn into zombies into our little pets. That's because you recruit 8 different types of zombies for your attacks. And since it's a strategy game, you should always make sure you have the right zombies for the job, especially for those pesky spike towers. Anyways, while you're attacking an enemy base, plan out your attacks wisely. Just send in a truck filled with basic zombies to break the fence and let the zombies inside of the base so they can weaken some of the buildings. Then send in your next batch of zombies with the next vehicle while the other area is still being attacked. If you see that you may be losing, just use one of the special abilities to help change the tide of the battle, such as flinging in random zombies into the fort, using a flare to gather zombies into one area, or launching some missiles into the base. There are a bit more special abilities to the game, but I'll let you play and find those out for yourself. Now, win that battle and let's head back to the base. Now, the graphics aren't fancy, so you don't need to worry about having to need an expensive device to play the game, as it should run fine on most devices. The graphics are pretty much the same for other games in the category, some shadows, no big particle effects, kinda cartoony, but it's still fun to look at. And there's really not much else to say for the graphics, unfortunately, so I'll just move on to the next category, the sound. But then again, it's a pretty simple game, so the sound design won't be really in-depth. The BGM is kinda like a cowboy soft rock mix, if that makes any sort of sense. Anyways, just take a listen to this. But that's really the extent of the audio here. Again, pretty simple since most of the focus was put on to the zombie experience, but I think they did a good job. Anyways, let's wrap it up. Alright, so overall, it has fun gameplay that I can see myself playing often and losing track of time while doing so. The gameplay is simple enough that anybody can jump in and learn to master pretty easy without having to worry about those long-term players dominating the scene. So, if you're looking for a new mobile strategy game to add to your collection, take a look at Pale Lands. It's definitely not a bad choice, especially if you're looking for something to do in between the Walking Dead episodes releases. So, if you're looking for more news, reviews, and guides, subscribe to Mobirum and we'll keep you up to date with the latest and greatest info. Until then, we'll see you in the next one. Peace!